Yes, the had is a thing now. Hey guys, Funny Guy Timmy here. Wanted to do a video. I was going to do this video, kind of an explainer video, or kind of a how-to video, a while back, and I did a gig today that was basically on the topic. It was basically about the thing that I was about to talk about, so since it was fresh, I was going to talk about it right now, and that is doing a character voice. And this has to do a lot with doing like character voices or doing impressions. They have basically, the way I do them at least, there's probably not a right or wrong way with this. Other people will probably say something else, but for me, this is how I do impressions and how I do character voice. It's very similar. There are 4 things that I have to do to make the voice, whether it's an impression or a character, an original voice, sound more full and sound less like me. There are 4 things that I have to add to it. Number 1 is pitch. Is it a high-pitched voice or is it a low-pitched voice? Normally how I do that and how that is done for me involves my body. When it's a higher-pitched voice, I stretch out my neck and my vocal cords. When I'm doing like a high pitch, like a really high pitch character, I will like lean down. I will squat down and lean forward so I can stretch out my neck so I can get more of the high pitched and then try to push the sound through my nose. And when it's a low pitch voice, I'll do the opposite. I'll lean back, press my my chin, not all the way to my chest, but kind of down low so that more of the sound is coming through my chest. Rather than through my nose. Like if I was doing, like Robin Williams, I do Robin Williams like this. All right, yes, all right. As opposed to doing, nuts, I lean forward. It's pitch is the first thing. Second thing would be accent. It's a big deal. Like, for example, Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen has an English accent, very thick, old, not really old English, but very thick, proper English accent, or at least that's the way America perceives it. Probably in England, it's probably different, but Great Britain, it might be something else. But anyway, to us, it's a proper English accent, and again, it's a low pitch. So when I do Ian McKellen, I do it like this. Like with an English accent or American accent, words cut off. It's very sharp. It's very quick. It's sudden, to the point. My perception of English accents, I don't do amazing English accents, but when I do character voices or when I do impressions, it's soft at the end. It almost just rolls off, or it just kind of fades into the next word. Real quick example on English accent. But okay, so we have pitch, we have accent, and then we have noise. A great example of noise would be anything that's like raspy, anything that's like Wolverine. I would say that's probably a really good example. Like the old cartoon Wolverine. Come at me, bub. There's like that graveliness, that kind of phlegm in the back of your throat. It's sharp. It's raspy. There's a little bit of it in my voice right now. I'm good at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. Like that. That kind of raspiness in the back of the throat. That would be noise. Okay, so we got pitch, we have accent, we have noise, and the last thing would be rhythm. Again, there's no right or wrong answer, just from what I've noticed. A great example of rhythm that I would say would be probably a lot of political figures. Donald Trump has a very specific rhythm, very specific. George W. Bush, he pauses, kind of fades into words, kind of lets it trail off at the end just a little bit. Or Jimmy Stewart. No. When doing Jimmy Stewart, the key is to not go on too long. So that would be a great example of those. And I think Jimmy Stewart is actually a great example of like all of those together. Pitch, it was a low pitch. Accent was kind of old, like old New York, I guess, way back when in like the silver screen era. That's the way they talked. The noise would be kind of this little bit of raspiness, little bit of raspiness, and then his pitch or his rhythm is, of course, the stuttering. So there you go. Those are the ways that I do a character voice. Now, you don't have to do all 4 of them in order to come up with like an original character voice. The gig that I did today, someone wanted a pirate duck, and they were like kind of Daffy Duck a little bit, but more leaning towards stereotypical old-fashioned pirate. So, that kind of, yar, matey, that kind of thing. But at the same time doing kind of the Daffy Duck. So I was trying to figure out a way of blending the two. It had to take them apart. So they obviously wanted a little bit lower of a pitch to do the pirate voice. And of course he has that accent, the old English pirate accent. But then the rhythm would be more like Daffy Duck. It's more theatrical. And then the noise would be a lisp. And I didn't want to do the frontal lisp with all this in the tongue. I wanted to do, because it's not entirely Daffy Duck. So I wanted to do it kind of a side lisp. So what I did is I almost chewed on this side of the mouth to do kind of like this, kind of like a thing right here, where like all there's always a gap here. So there's always a little bit of this coming through the side. And then I brought the pitch down and I did it like this and I put in the accent. But then I added the theatrical. So I did it more like this. As a pirate duck. So that's not exactly what I did, but that's, for the most part, that's how I did an original character voice. That's how I put together that character voice based on the description that they gave. That was just my best guess, and that's what I put into it, and that's how I broke it down, and that's how I add all of its pieces and all of its layers. Now, again, there's no right answer. There's probably other impressionists or other character voice actors that will probably say otherwise. If you are one of those, please leave a comment down below. I would love to read them, and if you have any other advice, I'd like to put it in another video. If not, then thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Peace.